So I want to start with a very interesting topic today. Maybe it's going to be tiny bit challenging, but we can try. It is intermediate moves. Do you remember we spoke about intermediate moves in the camp here a bit?
Yep.
Yes? What are intermediate moves? Do you remember? Are they going to be forcing moves? Intermediate moves? They should be.
Yeah.
So now tell me, what are forcing moves?
Forcing moves are moves that like force the other player to move.
To move, such as? Would perfect, a check. A check is forcing. Well, by the rules of the game, you have to do something against it, right? Block, move the king, capture. You have to do something. Okay, so check is the most forcing thing, because just by the rules you have to do something. What else? You want to tell me? A threat? Yeah, that's usually very forcing, right? Right, a threat, and the higher the threat is, the more forcing it is, right? If I threaten my opponent queen, pretty much 98 out of 100, 99, he has to do something. Some situations he has maybe a stronger threat. For example, what would be a stronger threat than taking the queen? Yes? Exactly. So you threaten your opponent queen, but, well, he is threatening checkmate, so he can actually ignore your threat. Exactly. So we know about checks. Creating big threat, the higher the threat is, the more forcing it is. Something else that actually happens quite a lot, that pretty much forces the opponent. Perfect. That's it. Checks, captures, and threats. That's it. Like, you give a check. Here, let's just put it on the board super quickly. Even though it is not a smart way of playing. Black has two moves to play. He can either move his king or take the bishop. Most likely he will take the bishop. By the way, does it mean that forcing moves are good always? Are forcing moves good? Not at all. Here, this was a very forcing move. Is it a good move?
No.
It's a very bad move, right? Now, another type of forcing move would be, for example, this. Black has many moves to play. But if white captures, how many moves black really should consider now? Yes? Two moves, right? Which are they?
D takes C3.
C6.
Or B takes C6.
Exactly. No much thinking. You just know automatically my opponent captured the piece. Well, if you can and should, well, capture it back. So that's the part of captures. And the part of threats, for example, again, not a right way to play, but I know I've seen, pretty much most kids. I've seen this type of play. Okay, white has a very strong threat here, right? Mm-hmm. What is white's threat? Yes? Queen takes f7, checkmate. That's not a bad threat, checkmate. So what would you play with black? Yes? Knight to h6 is a possibility. No, not my preferred one, but knight to h6 is a possibility. I agree. Yes? Move the pawn up, and I assume you mean this one, right? That's probably the best move. That's a very good move. It helps us tiny develop if we want to put the bishop there, and more importantly, it's attacking the queen, and then, well, really we understand why, as an opening principle, we don't want to get the queen out so early, because the queen, well, pretty much anything that will attack it, the queen will have to move somewhere. So that's exactly this idea. Pretty much anything that's attacking the queen will have to move somewhere. Exactly. Okay, so it's easy to force something, but it's not easy to, it not necessarily means that it is a very good thing. So for example, I want to let you think for 1-2 minutes. but I want pretty much everyone to make effort to think. What should be white's best move? Yes?
Bishop to A5.
You want to take the knight, right? What do you think your opponent will play if you will take the knight? Yes?
Bishop takes.
So if you will take the knight, what would be preventing?
The bishop will take the queen. The bishop will take the
I know, right? From the bishop to take the queen, right?
Yes.
So bishop takes knight, the queen will be lost. So the knight is not protected. This is correct. This is the most important part of the position. Yes?
Queen F1 check.
Queen F1 check. And what's your idea after black's king is going to move?
Takes and bishop takes A5.
That's exactly the idea. We want to take the knight. But we have a problem right now. The queen is under attack. But if we can move the queen in a forcing way, right? If we're going to play queen here, is it going to be good enough? Saying, hey, now we're going to take the knight. What do we think? The opponent is going to stand there and say, oh, please come and take my knight? He's going to move his knight. He's going to maybe take the bishop. He's going to play something. So that's the power of forcing moves. We're going to move the queen away from being captured in a check. The king will move, doesn't matter where, and you won the knight. Excellent job. So, forcing moves, and that's what we're going to do quite right now. Okay, white is to play here. Do you know? Okay, so we'll give everyone 1 more minute to think, and then you can answer me, okay? Perfect. Do you want to tell me? What? Yeah, you. Oh, 1 second, Kate. Yes? I told you, I mean, I said it a minute ago. I cannot break my word in 1 minute. So, what would you play with white?
Knight capture F5.
Knight capture. Okay, now let's think together. You want to take the queen, right? In chess, do we have to think about our opponent move? Or can we play only thinking about our moves? How should we play chess?
Opponent wins.
We have to. If not, we are playing, impossible to play without thinking what the opponent will do. Right? And the more you can do it ahead, the stronger you are. If you can say, well, I can see what I will play and then what my opponent move will do. That's 1 move ahead. What I will play, what my opponent best move, what my best move, what my opponent best move, that's 2 moves ahead. Well, if you can do it many, many moves ahead, you're a stronger player, right? The further you can do it, the stronger you are. So, you want to take black's queen, right? What do we think black is going to play? Black is going to take the queen, right? Did we exchange queens?
True.
Did white won anything? Nothing. So let's see. Knight takes queen. Bishop take. Okay, we just traded queens. Of course, knight take queen is the first move everyone's thinking. But the queen is undefended. Yes? You want to tell me? Oh no, you can. It will be too difficult to move it. Will be difficult to move. Yeah.
The white queen eats the black bishop.
That reminds me, we are almost about time for lunch, right? Eating, okay. Well, okay. Eating the black bishop. Okay. So black will have to take the queen, right? And then what is white going to play? Take the queen. So in different from the previous position, both queens are off the board, but on the way, instead of white allowing this to be captured for free, this would be captured, right? And it's a check, yeah. But white won a knight. That was our idea. And by the way, what was the intermediate move here? It was check. Queen takes, bishop on e7, check. Okay, let's look at the following position. White is to play here. Queen takes knight. It's a very, very good move. Very good move. If we will take the queen, black will take the queen. We just traded. But if we will take the knight, again with a check, take, and white won the knight for free. So that was another time that the queens were under attack, and one of them moved with a check. Okay, next position is tricky. That's a good position. White is to play here. White has only one move. You might think that white has more than one move, but white has only one move to play here. Adi, I will let you answer first, but I want to see more hands, okay? Adi, what is your move?
Rook takes rook. White rook takes black rook.
Mm-hmm.
Then king takes the white rook. Then bishop takes white bishop takes black bishop.
Okay, then I have a question. You want to play rook take rook, and the king take, bishop take, right? That looks like the most reasonable way to play. But there's a tiny trick here. When you take the rook, why can't black capture back with his bishop? And then you have no bishop to capture on g4. Right? Black will capture back with the bishop. Rook b1 check. Very smart move. Very smart move. So the rook is not going to be captured. Yeah, the rook is out of c1. Excellent. There are two possible moves to consider. We know that we cannot take the bishop because then our rook will be captured. Because black is threatening to capture the rook, so we cannot capture the bishop. The big trick is that if we take, this bishop goes back, and now we cannot take it. So rook b1 is a very good move. Black king goes somewhere, and then we take. Yes?
I had a different move.
Okay, what was your idea?
Rook takes rook.
If the king take, this is what Adi said. If the king take, then you will take the bishop. But what happens if the bishop captures?
I planned something different.
Okay.
When rook takes
Mm.
And then bishop takes pawn.
Bishop takes where, sorry?
Oh wait, I forgot black's turn.
That's how it works. It's okay. That's how it works sometimes. Okay, let's see another position with many captures. Okay, white is to play here.
Knight b5 check.
Was this your move? Was this your move? Knight. Okay. If the knight takes the knight, what is black going to play? Oh, you can just say bishop take bishop. If the bishop take the bishop, well, knight takes knight. So that's just nothing. So we kind of find a way. Think about it. It's like you push a pause button. Like say, okay, but your opponent has to play what you want. You stop his plans. Check.
Yeah, that's what I said. He checks it, and when he moves the king, you take the bishop.
I totally agree with that. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly the idea. Now, let's do something more challenging. So we understand that we have to look for checks as a way to force something, forcing our piece to move somewhere, for avoiding an exchange, avoiding losing material. But sometimes, well, it's actually the later one is a bit more difficult. For example, white is to play. Yes, exactly. Did I say checkmate in one?
No.
I said move for white and preferably play the best move. No? Yeah? You see something? Okay. So what do you see? So, okay. That's a start. That's an excellent start. That's how we think. Let's do it together. Perfect. So first, anyone, if you started playing chess a week ago, you know how the piece is moving and you understand. You started more than a week ago? Also me. But let's say that we did start a week ago. So we know that we want to take the bishop, right? We want to take capture, it's fun. But then the opponent will play knight g4. Oh, this is a bit annoying fork. Tiny bit.
I was saying that queen is up, going checking.
Why would you move the queen up checking?
That way the fork will come.
It's exactly the right way, exactly. Very good. That's exactly the right way. So we understand, first of all, what we did here, we were actually thinking here like chess players. Because what we were doing, we were saying, let me see my move. Oh, it looks so pretty, so great. I'm going to take the bishop. Not saying, oh wow, I'm going to take the bishop, yee-haw, and that's it. Stop thinking. That's not the right way. We have to think what the opponent will play. So once we understand that, okay, it's not working, we cannot take the bishop immediately, then we say, okay, do we have a way to avoid, look what we need. We need to avoid allowing the opponent this, but we still want to be able to capture the bishop. You can say, hey, this is a good move. We'll put our queen in the center. It looks so pretty. Well, just exchange. Nothing. Right? We just exchange. No, nobody won anything. But if we will use a forcing move, intermediate. What does it mean intermediate? It's between a sequence of moves. So it's somewhere in the middle. Intermediate. We will give this check. And now we will take it and we won our material and won the game.
Now we can just check that.
That's very, very good way of thinking. Okay, interesting. Black to play, and I want you to think carefully.
So we're trying to capture the...
Oh, let me actually flip the board. Okay, so now everyone is, you can play black. Black is to play. Let me just see that I define it correctly. Perfect.
What are we trying to capture?
You tell me, what is that? If I'll tell you, then what will be my job? I will be asking and answering myself? It would be boring. Although I do it sometimes, but that's another discussion.
Oh,
Yes?
there's a bishop and a knight.
Rook c6. And why rook c6?
Yeah, but she's checking.
Ah, good word. And why couldn't we just take and then take the rook and then take the other rook? That yes? Why? You will take this rook, and then when he takes, we're going to take this rook for free, no? Yes. So we will take this one. He will take. No? Why no? Huh? The bishop, not mine. The bishop will take. Very good. Exactly. Don't always believe my tone and what I'm saying, right? It's not my job to help you. My job is to make you learn and think better. No, that's the bishop will take. Exactly. If the king takes, then what I pretended before was correct. But the bishop will take, and after take, that's just exchanging. That's correct, because the bishop is capturing. For example, if instead of a bishop, we would have had a knight here, then it doesn't matter. Then you can just take and then take, or check and then take. It doesn't make any difference, because the rook on f1 anyway cannot be defended. Very good. Okay. Let me put this position for you. We will play many different versions of this one. It's black to play. First of all, it's black to play. So what seems like a good move for black here? Yes?
D5.
D5. Why do you like D5? Forks the bishop and the knight. That's a very good move. Looks like it. Is it winning material? Yes, no. We'll see.
Like a fork.
It's a fork. It's exactly like a fork. Speaking about lunch. Okay, so. What to play after D5? I will let you answer, but 1 second. I know that you know. Why to play? I will see 2-3 more hands and then you will answer me, okay? Yes. 95 threatening checkmate. So far, pretty much everything that we have discussed were what? Checks. Check. Moving a piece with a check, capturing a piece with a check, anything that is immediately forcing. But we said we have captures and threatening checkmates or threatening high pieces. Look. That's excellent. By the threat of a checkmate, does anyone, by the way, knows what's the name of this checkmate? Yes. Exactly.
You're doing it with the knife.
By the threat of this checkmate, Black has to do something. You're forcing him to do something, and then you're just gonna move the bishop. Exactly. Yes?
You put, to avoid the checkmate, you put the rook to F8.
Yeah, for example, rook f8, white will move the bishop. Okay, white saved this material. Okay, now let's say that this is the position, and it's black to play, and black play this move. Is black winning now material? Is now black winning something?
Still put the knight in the
Yes, Adi? Which move? What would you play now?
Knight e5,
But then he will take the bishop.
and then a fork.
Fork. Aha. So by the threat of winning material,
It's taking the biggest.
impossible for black to take, or not advised for black to take, right? Totally agree. Okay, black to play. Is this move winning material for black or not? No, maybe. Yes?
No.
No, why not? What will you play?
Because after bishop d6,
Exactly.
the rook will be won.
Exactly. Bishop g6, attacking high value piece. So we have seen threatening a fork or threatening to attack, captures, checks, all those we have seen as a way to let us win material. All right, white is to play. You're going to tell me what white should be playing here. I'll give you all 1-2 minutes. You already know? Yes. You want to tell me? No? Okay. No pressure. Yes.
A rook to h5 check
H4.
and h4, and it defends the checkmate queen to h1.
Perfect. Very, very good. It's not only that you suggested the move. I mean, normally it would make sense that you have seen the idea, but you exactly explained why you played that. That's how chess player would think. Right. What? No, that's exactly why not. Because, what's your name? Yeah. Ivan? That's exactly what Ivan said. Exactly. He explained. He was like sitting here, standing here, and exactly doing the thing. That was very, very good. Basically what he said is, dude, if you're gonna take, black will checkmate. We have to think what black will play. If we will take, we ask ourselves, hey, there is a rook for free. Beautiful, big party. But what happens if we take it? If the opponent has nothing, well, most likely we're going to win the game, right? We took a rook, a lot of material for free. But we have to think what the opponent has. Well, the opponent has tiny checkmate, only checkmate. So then he even said, okay, I want to take the rook. This is our problem. You know, I will tell you, when I was your age, I remember my mother was telling me about problems in school, like tests. You have to understand, first of all, the question. If you understand the question, you will get the right answer. How many times it happens to someone that, well, they are super smart, but they just, for example, forget what is exactly the question. Like they think, for example, once you will study in math, well, what was the speed of the car? You will solve a problem. But actually the question was, what was the distance? So you solved everything perfect. You should just said, oh, well, the car was going 40 miles an hour. and the 5 hours, so you just need to do, okay, the distance 200, but you just didn't read the question perfectly. That's what chess is about. So right now we have a question. I want to take the rook and I want to avoid checkmate. How to do it? That's where these moves comes. Rook h4. The rook is still under attack and the h1 square is defended. Seriously, that logic and comparing, actually they did bazillion researches. I'm not going to be here lecturing about them, but the way of thinking, process thinking in chess to solving problems, to many, many academic things in school, and it's very, very good actually. But, you know, I'm not a preacher about those things, but I can tell you that it's quite correct. White is to play. White is to play. Yes? Which move?
Bishop F.
No,
check.
it's okay, it's okay. Same move? Okay, why be, okay, so but you can tell me, why not to take the rook immediately?
Because if that happened, if White did that, then rook A1 checkmate.
That was your idea? Exactly, very good. Exactly, if we will take,
Backward checkmate.
very good. So we'll just play first, check, give this square, and then take the rook. And this will be a very classical
Daddy, the block when he takes
intermediate move.
checkmate.
We will do what?
When he takes it's checkmate.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. This, rook move back, and then it's checkmate. That's correct. All right. So, two things we've seen here. Do you have a question? But black rook will take white's rook. I mean, it will be black's to play, right? I mean, you are attacking the rooks, but it's black's to play. Whenever we play something, the most important thing, forget about intermediate moves, any puzzle thing, what my opponent is going to play. What my opponent is going to play. You never play alone, never, right? So in chess, in any other thing, you are, but chess is kind of simple because it's just one opponent, you and your opponent, not, well, 5 different parties. Then it's much more complicated. Well, what this will do, and this, and this, and this, too complicated. But chess is simple, you and your opponent. So in that sense, you know that if you will take, your opponent will play this move. So how you defend, what my opponent is going to play, and how can I force what I want to do. Okay, we will do way more puzzles in our next classes. I'll see you next Sunday.